So the first part is how to structure your answers. How to speak like a boss. Of course, we don't mean a literal boss. This is an expression which means how to speak really well. Okay? Well, here we have our first task. I want you to take around 3 minutes to think about a time when you used teamwork to solve a problem. And I would like you to write down your answer. Think about it and write it down. So, STAR. Well, my first question for you is, did you use some sort of structure to answer your question? Did you use a structure that looks like STAR? Did you use any specific technique to answer your question? That's really the most important question here. Think about your answer and think, am I using a technique to answer this question? What am I doing? And why am I doing it? Okay? That's what I want you to think about right now. Why have you given the answer you have given? Okay, so now I'm going to show you a technique that will help you answer situational questions really productively, really effectively. So we're going to look at that. So the first one, the first part of this structure, this is a structure to help you answer questions. The first part of this structure is the situation, okay? Maybe I haven't been quite clear. What we are doing here is we are practicing a technique to help you structure your answer, okay? So how do we structure it? There are 4 parts. And the first part is the situation. The next one is going to be your task. So your task is, well, what did you have to do? The next one is the action you took. So what action did you take in response to the event? And the final one is your result. So I've said, tell me about tell me about a time you used teamwork to solve a problem. Well, you want to pick a situation that you were in where you used teamwork. You want to tell us what the task was, what the problem was, that's task. You want to say what you then did in a group, and then what happened. Okay, so we've got a structure here to answer that question. Let's look at an example. So this one is, tell me how you handle pressure. How do you work under pressure? It's a really typical question which we're going to answer right now. So there was a lot of pressure at my last job. That's the situation. Okay, so now what did this person have to do? Well, they had to write over 30 reports before a deadline. They then reviewed the average amount of time for each report and then took them home. And finally, in the end, this person has done the reports with time to spare, with time to do extra work. So, we're looking here at a method for answering questions which helps us tell a story that is memorable. Okay, that's really important. What I would like you to do is to take one of these, okay? You can do more if you like, but I want you to take one of these and I want you to write an answer using STAR, okay? Get a pen, get some paper, or use, Google Documents, work online. You want an S, a T, an A, and an R. And in each mini paragraph, you're going to give your answer, okay? Your story. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes. So I want you now to think, okay, well, in my question, am I using the STAR technique? Have I done what Casey has asked? Do I have a situation, a task, an action, and a result? It's really important that we reflect on the material that we have created. So now we've done situational questions, okay? It's a very big part of an interview. Well, what's going on here? Why should I hire you? It's a really difficult question. Why you? Why are you special? Can you notice a problem? Is there something different here? Are you thinking about how to answer the question with STAR? Are you noticing that STAR doesn't work here? I hope so, because STAR does not work here. Okay? What is the problem? Well, the problem is that there is no situation. That would be the main problem. There is no situation. Why should I hire you? There are other ones. There are other questions that depend upon this model of no situation. I just want to know something about you, okay? I want to know what's your greatest strength, what's your most likable feature, what is a good manager, etc. These questions don't necessarily need a situation. So how do we approach these more? How do we approach these non-situational questions? We have another structure. This structure is really easy compared to the other structure. Okay, just has 3 parts. I almost said 4. It has 3 parts. You can see them here. Okay, well, what are they? We've got a point to give, evidence to give, and then you're going to want to repeat your point. So let's look at an example that will help us understand how this works. Why should I hire you is the question. Well, I'm confident that I can help this business grow. I bring years of successful experience in marketing campaigns with me. And so, I'll be able to apply the same successful formula to your company. So we have a question, why should I hire you? And what am I saying? I'm saying this is why you should hire me. Here is some evidence, so you should hire me. Something really cool, something really effective about this technique is that it gives you a sense of finishing, gives you a sense of circularity. You should hire me because I'm a great candidate. The evidence. I've shown that I'm a great candidate in every job I've been in. You can check out my references and everyone will tell you that I always add value to the team. And so that's why you should hire me. That was my point at the end. And that's why you should hire me. It gives a nice finish. Okay? Now, this is your opportunity to take part. I would like you to pick just one of these 4 questions and to use the technique that I have spoken about. I would like you to take 2 minutes writing your example. And if you have time, I suppose you could answer another one. Okay, so I know my voice has changed. I'm on a different microphone to add this extra information. Okay, well done. So I hope you can see from what you have written that the PEP technique will let you organize what you want to say and also let you finish clearly and strongly. So, I want to use the second example as an example that we are going to use to talk about now. It doesn't matter if you haven't done it. If you would like to do it before I talk about it, then pause the video. Right. What's your most likable feature? This is actually a different question. It is disguised or hidden. It's a question of, tell me a strong point about you. Tell me something good about you. It's also a question of personality. It's also one of those personality questions that are used to find out more about the candidate. I'm going to apply the PEP technique to this answer. You don't need to just give one likable feature. This isn't a questionnaire. However, of course, it is asking for one likable feature. I will give you an example answer. Notice that I'm going to use PEP. I'm going to give a point. I'm going to tell something that's likable about me. Then I'm going to give evidence for that point. And then I'm going to repeat my point in order to finish clearly and strongly and confidently. So, Casey, what's your most likable feature? Well, that's easy. For me, my most likable feature is that I am organized and outgoing. Organization is really important as a teacher because you need to be able to organize your classes but also organize the student and give them a sense of structure in the learning. Being outgoing is also really useful because I need to talk to students one-to-one and in groups, and I need my students to be happy and comfortable because this is the best learning environment for them. So to answer your question, I think my organization and my confidence, my people skills are my most likable features. I hope you can see here that the answer was easy for me because I have this structure and I finish really strongly. Well, that's the end of part one, how to structure your answers. In this section, we've looked at using STAR and PEP to structure your answers in a way that the interviewer will remember you, and also to structure your answers in a way that will leave you feeling confident and leave them feeling confident about you. We're going to go on to the next part. Thanks for listening.